Is we on? Oh, we on now. We got T-Sauce on the beat. Finna lace you up about the showcase. Tony's Talk Showcase, you dig? Where independent artists shine. Showcasing they grind. Let's go. Yeah. Let me tell you, takes place on Tony's Talk Showcase. Putting the underground artists right in front of your face. Different shows on the daily, different artists submit music. Tony keeps it popping, doing the moving for the movement. Tony keeps it popping, doing the moving for the movement. Different shows on the daily, different artists submit music. Got Music Monday, playing tracks from all over. Fire up while you listen or knock it while you sober. Tuesday, take over, maybe Twisted Tuesday. A dope interview with the artist getting played for Music Made. Let's get turned up, yeah, what you say? Throw up the W for West Coast Wednesday. Tour back Thursday, be a mix of new or older tunes. Some been released, others may be coming soon. Friday is a day where we just kick back. What you smoking on, sipping on, bumping the slap. Saturdays I'm with day in the haze, lifting, gifted for real. Tunes play that Tony plays on the max and chill. Me in the haze, lifting, gifted for real. Tunes play that Tony plays on the max and just chill. Yeah, y'all, it's poppin'. Tune in to Tony's 42.0 on Live 365 or tune in to PUSO 82.3 FM and catch Tony's Talk Showcase.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for tapping in to the Motivation Monday right here with my brother Primo. Primo, how you feeling?
Doing good, feeling good. Thank you for having us.
No problem, man. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate everyone that stopped in. Shout out to Juan. Shout out to E6, Chris. I appreciate you guys for tapping in right here to the live.
Yes, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Primo, we know you for for music and for sports, man. And lately, you've been working a lot on the coaching and sports, and you even started a podcast called Sideline Chatter. Can you tell us a little bit about anything you want to talk about on those topics right there?
Yeah, like you said, as far as with music and sports and football, that's something that I've been around for a long time. I would say a few decades now.
Yeah.
So, but now, being in football and baseball, the Sideline Chatter came from that, just talking to coaches and speaking with them about what we got going and, the culture of football and what football brings to the community. So Sideline Chatter, you guys tune in. It's on Podbean at the moment. It will be on Spotify soon. And, just, talking about what we got going every day.
Yeah.
And, plans and how to take certain angles for what we do as youth football coaches.
Yeah, and I've heard some of your episodes, the Sideline Chatter, and you were talking about something about how, like, coaching, and not only coaching, but, like, giving the right, encouragement to these kids, out there on the field, and not only in the field, but in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To help motivate them and stuff. So, tell me a little bit about what you guys are working on, what you guys got going on with Sideline Chatter, or anything we can expect.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, thank you for tuning in, and the what we talk about is just having the right technique, teaching these young men and young women and players to get their feet under them and be able to make plays. And then from there it gives them a chance, to be safe. Number one, to be in technique. It's a big deal. So just getting their feet under them and understanding the program of football. So like the mentality behind it, it's a big thing for us. 90% mental, 10% physical. I believe in that, and that's what we do. As far as what we have coming up, big shout out to Coach Kelly out in Apple Valley. He coaches at Apple Valley High School. He's also a youth program football coach. We're gonna be interviewing him soon, and a couple other coaches as well.
That was good. Staying on it, and it's a big thing. Being a part of the community with the kids out there in the football field. Interacting with them, interacting with the community. It's pretty dope to be out there and experience that. And I know you've been a part of sports your whole life as well. You know what I mean? Ever since you're my brother, so I know you played sports your whole life. Always involved in football, baseball, any sports it was. You know what I mean? And how does your life of all the sports showing your coaching? What is it?
Well, yeah, like you said, playing baseball and being in sports my entire life, since I was 5 years old playing baseball. Our father, he put me in baseball, and I became pretty good at it. And then being around football players my whole life, and then playing football since 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and then just that has transitioned, obviously to high school, and all those lessons that I've learned, and all those hours that I have on that gridiron and on that diamond. I was able to use that as, now I'm able to understand how to coach these kids, because I was once in that helmet, and I was once in those cleats. So yeah, it definitely helps, everything that I do today. Even in the work field, just having a good work ethic and understanding competition. It's, if you start whining about it, you're gonna lose. If you're like, if you get to it and learn what you're supposed to do it to the best of your ability, and most of the time, the scoreboard or the win goes your way.
What's one of the things that that motivates you when you're doing the coaching? Like something that motivates you when you see the kids do a certain thing, or
I would say the progression. Just by seeing these kids actually develop from your program that we coach. Just seeing the kids get better and better each and every practice. The kids, the players, they motivate me. Every day they keep me on my toes, and every kid is different, so we got to learn how to coach and teach these young men and women, not just just let there's ways of coaching every single kid. Yeah, you do have a program, but that's what motivates me and keeps me going, is that these kids actually pay attention to me, and they actually, there's times that they let me know, hey coach, we're doing it. We're supposed to be doing this in the program, and that shows you that the program is working.
Yeah. They already got the structure down. You know what I mean? That's good though. That's badass. And what's one of the difficulties in coaching these kids out there?
The difficulty, I would say, is just just keeping them in tune, just keeping them entertained.
Okay.
I think that's difficult, but I think I've been getting a better hang of it now, so I wouldn't say it's so difficult as it was in the beginning. But I would say just keeping them focused. That's for sure, because I mean, as men or as people, we have a short attention span. So if these kids are these are younger, we have to make these drills a little bit more snappier, a little bit less time, and then switch it up and make sure that it's all football. It's helping us towards the game of football.
And it gives them a good time. Like it shows them
It's
fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
friendly competition's always fun, and that's what we try to teach these kids. When we lose a battle in that competition, it's time to turn it up, instead of turning it down and folding. That's what we're there for as coaches, for sure.
And what's one of the highlights that you've had in your coaching experience? Like,
oh man, I mean, I think what comes to mind right away is just the success of the kids that I've coached for themselves. One of them, right off the bat is my son. So my son, shout out Malachi. Just seeing where he came from to where he is right now. It's like, wow. These things do work. It just takes for us to really have patience with these young players, and that's it.
Yeah. That's true though. Yeah. And like you were saying, Kai, a big highlight of what your coaching ability, it showed right there in your son. You got to train with him one-on-one, not only one-on-one, but on the field with everybody else as well. You know what I mean? In the whole community. So that's awesome. Again, shout out to Kai, and I appreciate everyone that's tapped in right here to the Motivation Monday. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to say, be sure to let us know in the chat. People, do you have anything you want to say? Anything you want to mention? Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you for mentioning Sideline Chatter. It's something that we're doing right now. It's just, going over the game of football and what it brings to the table. Football, it definitely gives you principles, not just in football, but in life. And you're able to, understand that when you get knocked down, you're able to get back up. It's not how we start, it's how we finish. Understanding how to take, how to be coached and how to be a team player, how to have a goal and strive for it as one, and and fight for the guy next to you, which is our family, like you and I. It's the same thing with us and our pops, the people that we work with. We want to see people succeed. So that's a big deal right there. It's just I want the next man to win, and I want these kids to win, and these boys are teaching that, and football gives us that. It's a life lesson. It's not just the game. It's not just sports.
It's about life. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So as far as that, yeah, man, I want to say thank you, Tony. Thank you for tuning in to Tony's Talk, and we've been here since the beginning, and I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you, man.
for keeping it going and staying disciplined and staying consistent. And we know that in sports, if we stay consistent, that's the hardest thing to do. Hard work will always take out talent. And always will outwork talent. That's for sure. So congratulations, and thank you for tuning in to Tony's Talk Showcase. And we're here on Motivation Monday.
Motivation Monday. Let's get it. I appreciate everyone that's tapped in. But we're going to play a song real fast, and we'll be back on camera right here. This one right here is called 2 a.m. by Mike Uno, Germicide, and Raw Genius. Let's get it.
2 a.m. Hey, blunt roll, I'm about to smoke again. Dipping through the city with my friends. Cutting haters off like loose ends. Hey, 2 a.m. Blunt roll, I'm about to smoke again. Dipping through the city with my friends. Cutting haters off like loose ends.
I'm looking at that big picture. You get one life, dog, you gotta take it with you. Looking through your lens is always that best filter. I'm focused on the real, let them fakes fade a wither. Their bloodline is weak, dog, they won't survive the winter. I'm built for the cold like lonely nights in September. Remember the mo days posted on the ad, $1 in a drink. That's all we ever had. I always had a plot, and I always had a plan. Never relied on anybody.
Mike Uno!
Reflecting on what matters, trying to build the equity. The opposition steady trying to get the best of me. Dog, I 10 toes down, trying to build a legacy. Breaking down every door on the way to my destiny. I won't never let anyone get in between. The visions of my whole dog, the hustle in my jeans.
2 a.m. Hey, blunt roll, I'm about to smoke again. Dipping through the city with my friends. Cutting haters
What's going on? Yes, sir. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, sir.
Dipping through the city with my friends. Cutting haters off like loose ends.
Let's get it deep, huh? Let's keep it rolling. Standing on my own, trying to get it where I'm going. These storms in my path, but my vision stay focused. The waters run deep, I sleep with one.
Ese Juan!
With attention, every step is like it's chosen. Calculate the next move, never breaking, never folding. Staying on my pivot, let's make one thing clear. Don't think the results come magically appear.
Picking up the microphone again. I tell a loved one or a friend. I never want this to ever end. I backing up this work once again.
2 a.m. Hey, blunt roll, I'm about to smoke again. Dipping through the city with my friends. Cutting haters off like loose ends. Hey, 2 a.m. Blunt roll, I'm about to smoke again.
Great track right there called 2 a.m. by Mike Uno, Germicide, and Raw Genius. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate everyone that's tapped in. Like you were saying, Primo, your team is Tampa, right?
Yeah. No, big shout out real quick to Germicide and Mike Uno. Definitely a West Coast track right there, man. That was a huge vibe, man. That was a great track.
Shout out to them. Yeah, let's get it. I appreciate you, E6, for that question. Ese Juan, I appreciate you for tapping in right here. If you guys have any questions you want to ask us, be sure to let us know in the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Tampa Bay is the team here, and, Mr. Tony right here.
Yeah. I'm Pittsburgh. It's funny because when I was growing up, right, I was always next to my brother, and his team was Tampa, so I was a Tampa fan for the first couple of years, watching the sports. But then learned more about sports, and then also played Madden. And I really liked the Steelers, so I became a Steelers fan. The Bus, Jerome Bettis, Stewart, everyone that was on the team.
No, yeah, I remember. We got you that jersey.
Yeah,
the Bus jersey.
The Bus, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Jerome Bettis, guys. Jerome Bettis, that's somebody that I got to see his rookie season with the Anaheim Rams. Yeah, at Angel Stadium.
Yeah, that's dope.
So that was that's aging me a little bit there, but
That's funny.
But I was a young man. I was a young guy. Well, yeah, no, most definitely. Big shout out to everybody that's tuned in right here. E6, Mr. Coach Ortiz, big shout out, man. Hey, Coach Ortiz, he's been here for a minute now, man. So I want to say, thank you for always supporting the program and supporting the kids and the program and the players. So big shout out to Coach Ortiz.
Shout out to Coach Ortiz. Let's get it. I appreciate you. All right, well, Primo, I know also you've been involved in the music, man. Can you tell me a little bit about anything you want to mention about your music path,
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as music, I just been around it. I've always been attracted to music. So from dancing to beatboxing, to being able to go and hang out with the friends and just put on the boombox and dance, pop lock. So
Yeah.
I've always been attracted to it. Helping out DJs, being a part of a roadie, being a roadie for a band. And all my friends, some of my best friends, Mr. Soatic,
Yeah.
our Primo, and a lot of my best friends growing up, they're all involved in music. So my music path was really just being able to be a promoter, promoting the music and managing some of the artists,
Yeah,
and being able to put things together and organize it. So as far as that, it's been, man, it's just been. It's been a long time doing it.
Years, yeah.
Years doing it.
And I mentioned it before several times, here on the showcase. My brother's the one that got me. I tag along with you, in the music scene. Doing video, photo, for Capital A and Full Volume, everyone else that we were a part of. So that's dope.
No, that quick story on that. Tony, when he started, he definitely, I would say, came along. He was 16 years old, just turned 15 to 16. We were doing a tour with Busy Bone and Be Real.
Yeah.
Big shout out to them, and Capital A, which is Pat Hayes and Cosmo. Big shout out to the Spaceman.
Shout
and
out.
We had a lot of Rob Law, Barney Blunt. That was Capital A.
Yeah.
So, but before them, we were with Blackout.
Blackout, yeah.
Big shout out Josh Phillips, Flip Mendoza. Rubik's, Rubik's Cube, C Formula, Danfield, those are our people. Those are our brothers. We grew up in the city of Old Town Orange.
Old Town, yeah.
And, I was a guy that put parties together. And that's kind of how I came along, and we're always the enchufe, always plugging it,
That's awesome. Shout out to you, E6. E6 is dope. I appreciate you, E6. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, anything you want to mention right here on the chat, let us know. Primo, tell me a little bit about. I know you've been involved in the sports for a while now too. We'll get back into the Sideline Chatter. What made you start the Sideline Chatter? Like, what's something that motivated you to start it?
That's a good question. I think just being able to get on, just kind of put some of my thoughts out there. It helps me. As a coach, kind of, or as a person, I would say.
Yeah.
Where you can, it's kind of like writing something down, and when you're writing something down, you're telling yourself what to write, and then when you write it, you're looking at what you wrote. So like, podcasts is kind of, I listen to certain podcasts or certain words.
Yeah.
And I know that I have a lot to say. So I have a lot to say. Sometimes a little too much, and I've been learning not to say so much now. You know what I mean? So that way, when I do speak, it means it weighs a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I think just helping myself. You know what I mean? Like to help myself, like something like you said.
Yeah.
To help yourself with how we speak and how we talk and our impediment. Same thing with me. I would say just starting the podcast to. Just talk about my experiences, kind of just put them out there, and if it's able to help anybody.
To talk about what you're involved in as well, like you express yourself on what you're going through, like what you're working on, like you're always going on the field, always coaching, always, helping out the kids, helping out, training as well. You train as well, You're not just out there telling the kids what to do. You're showing them examples of do this, hike, whatever it is.
Yeah. No, I'm a big believer in being able to do what you coach. Not every coach is like that, but for me it works because I consider myself real young. I'm a young veteran, so I'm able to do, I'm able to have, knowledge from being a player, being coached, and then being in competitive atmospheres, and then just being able to compete and being able to coach, with what we got going.
E6 says, where can we find Sideline Chatter?
As of right now, it's Podbean. So it's an app called Podbean, which is my brother showed me it. He introduced it to me.
Yeah.
The Spotify, I'm working on getting that soon. But Podbean, E6, Podbean under Sideline Chatter with Coach D. Highly appreciate it. It's something that my brother does here is, go on here and be able to talk. So same thing with me. You'll be able to hear me talk about a few, a few things that I have that helps me with when I coach and get out there on the field.
Here's a perfect song right here. We're going to play real fast by T-Lay called We Can Talk About It. Let's get it here by T-Lay.
Yeah. This that 3 shit. Upper echelon, bitch. Go get you a bag and run it up. Go and get a foreign and cut it up. Meet me at the function for the load up. Why these niggas in the street doing donuts? Bitch, I'm in the streets with the power. I can get what you need in an hour. I can hit you with the speed, no mileage. Tell me what you want, we can talk about it. Tell me what you want,
We can talk about it.
Tell me what you want, we can talk about it. Tell me what you want, we can talk about it. Tell me what you want, we can talk about it. Nigga, go and run a bag up. Go and buy an exotic, nigga. Me and my niggas out wildin', nigga. Different whip every week, ain't no line, nigga. Money coming in like I'm printing it. Really in the streets cause I'm flying, nigga. Second to none, nobody, nigga. If you wanna test it, come try it, nigga. Tell me what you want, we can talk about it. Tell me what you want, we can talk about it. Tell me what you want, we can talk about it. Tell me what you want, we can talk about it.
We can talk about it right there by T-Lay. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate everyone that's tapped in right here to the Motivation Monday. I appreciate you guys. Let's get it. Primo, do you have anything you want to mention to anyone out there or anything you want to say, before we get out of here?
Well, again, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you. This is something that's it's always fun to do. If you guys have heard Tony's talk, you hear me on there. You might not recognize my voice in a lot of them, but that's me, and I'm happy to be a part of this community. So one thing I want to say as far as Motivation Monday, one thing we talked about as far as writing things down and being able to put something together. The first program and the first podcast that I put out was having a plan of attack and being able to put a plan so we can definitely, have a better outcome than just to kind of go about it and freestyle, actually putting it down and saying, hey, this is where I want to be after 30 days. This is where I want to be after 60 days. And this is where I want to be after 90 days. Within those first 30 days, you want to, write things down that you actually want to scratch off your list to lead into those 60 days. And then from those 60 days, we're learning from those 30 to 60 days and making it where we want to be in 90 days. Yeah. And, and then those 90 days where you're at is you're going to see the result, but we have to take those small steps to get there, and that's not just in football or in baseball. And, that's something that I want to say as far as Motivation Monday. Let's do that for ourselves, and speak highly of yourself. Yes, we can, and yes, we will. That's something that we live by, Tony, and con ganas. It's the effort and the want in your game. no effort, no want, no victory. And, you know, we want to keep it positive here. So all good days. And we want to say peace, love, and respect, and do it with honor. You know, so as me to you, I'll say take it serious. You know, be happy to wake up and be excited to get another day and another shot at it. We'll never lose if we don't quit. So just do that. You know, let's keep that going, baby. So much love, much respect, peace, love from, you know, Tony's Talk Showcase, from Sideline Chatter, Coach D, Coach Diego, Primo. Yes, sir. What's going on? And muchas gracias, man. And shout out to everybody out there. Let's keep it going one step at a time and keep it in motion, baby. Let's make the call. Let's get it. Let's go.
Let's get it. I appreciate everyone that tapped in. You guys have a great night. We're going to end it right here with 750 Beamer by Sir Ryder. Let's get it. You guys have a great night. Peace.
I'm like 96 Hove, I'm feeling it, living it. Listen, you can't fuck with me, period. My mental is infinite when I'm pencil and penning it. Fresh and I'm nigga rich, lit like cigarettes. Clearly been killing shit, the smoke, I'm clearing it. My niggas is militant, you rappers illiterate. Confused and scrimmaging, you can't be proud of that. Stunning the foreign and twist next.
Back in the 7th grade, I played some flag football. That's about it.
Excelling and loving it. Can't fuck with these rap niggas, they work with the government. The game ain't no loving it. Stay focused.
Appreciate you, E6 and Juan. Let's get it.
Interfere and end up in that newspaper. Looking at this new crib that sit on a few acres. When your money right, it's gonna cost you a few haters. That's just a sequence. Life's filled with options and features. Cruising around the city in that 750 Beamer.
No, that fly shit. Luxury. Opulence. Too fresh, too clean. Bobby P, too cleaner.
Cruising around the city in that 750 Beamer.
No, 100 points. Traction. Excellence. Brilliance. Yeah.
Cruising around the city in that 750 Beamer.
What the fuck not? Why not? Minus one.